Hello friends. This video is pretty much to kind of showcase a bio rad tank, so bio armor radiation melee tanker. And so this original build was given to me by a friend, and the mids file said ultimate AFK farmer. And I didn't come up with this build. Um, I pretty much took the original build that was given to me and I tweaked it a little bit just so um, for me it has more utility, I guess. And so I'll kind of explain this build and then later in the video I'll go over how to do certain AFK farms and what else it can actually do. And so, yeah. In terms of this build, it's very something I would have never thought of before, and so it's you don't get everything in bio armor. Honestly, you might be able to get everything attuned. I like to plus 5 things that I think are necessary for an AFK farm. You don't have to if you don't want to, but for the most part, here it's Unbreakable Guard and Hardened Carapace, or however you say that. An exhaustible whole set of preventative medicine. Put the proc in attuned, and then I like to plus 5 this just so I can get a little bit more regen. And so, Luck of the Gamblers, this has, I believe, 5 Luck of the Gamblers, and so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the Steadfast Protection, which is the unique one, which I feel like every build should like have this because it gives you resistance and defense. This is the tanker ATO, and so you could put whatever, like 3 of the tanker ATOs that you want. The most important part to this whole tanker set is this one right here, and it's recharge and chance for plus res all. I'll explain that later, but pretty much this is a PB, or sorry, this is an aura that whenever it hits somebody, then you get resistance added onto your character. And so while this is always on, and if you're around an enemy, this is going to give you more resistance, right? And so this is the other Taker ATO proc that you can put in, chance for absorb, so this will proc whenever. This is also another really important one, chance for minus res, you always want minus res. The original build that I stumbled upon had, I believe, stealth and infiltration, and so it had stealth, infiltration, and also, I believe, hasten. I took all that out and I reworked it to how I like to use it, and so I added DNA Siphon. If you're ever in a situation where you need health, you just click this and you're good to go. In terms of radiation melee, this is very straightforward. You only need 4 attacks. You pretty much get these 2 for the set bonuses. So Hecatome 5 set, choose whatever you want. Proton Sweep, this is the Armageddon set, so 5 set. This is where it's very interesting. So this is, you can see there's like fucking 4 damage procs, Achilles heal minus res proc, and some damage that's plus 5. Atom Smasher is straight up 6 procs. It's a lot of fucking procs, but you'll see why there's so many fucking procs, right? And so, Swift, running, hurdle, jumping. With health, you want to get a 5 set of Panacea. You want to exclude the endurance recharge. You don't really need that because it's health, right? Miracle plus recovery, stamina. Again, you could honestly get this attuned. You really don't need to do this. I do this because I'm kind kind of extra, you know what I mean? So +5 everything in terms of the power transfer 6 set. Chance for peel. Hover has Luck of the Gambler. Winter's Gift, and so the Winter's Gift's really good because you get fire and cold resistance, almost 4% just for having a 2 set, and so that's almost 8% right here in terms of resistance that you're getting. Another 3.75, so almost 12% that you're getting just from these like sets right here. Combat jumping, you want to have Luck of the Gambler and also the Kismet. You're gonna have combat jumping on in this build, and wherever your Kismet is like if you have it on, it'll give you the +2 hit. Boxing, you want Absolute Amazement, the 5 set, you can choose whatever the fuck you want. Tough, Glad Armor, the plus defense proc. Weave, you got Luck of the Gambler, and then also a 4 set of reactive defense. Maneuvers, Luck of the Gambler, 4 set of reactive defense, but you want to put in the scaling damage resistance into it, just so you can get some more damage resistance to pretty much everything. Shield Wall, add that thing in there for plus res as well. Assault, I personally like to +5 this, the N reduction. You can choose to if you want to, if you're lazy, or if you want to be extra like me. This is a hammy that before I just had like the +2 hit into this one, but with Cyto's skeleton exposure, it's endurance, 2 hit, and defense, and so you can see it brings the endurance cost of tactics down, I think, significantly, and also gives you a good amount of 2 hit, and so I can 53 this if I wanted to, but honestly, it's like 30, maybe 40 million on the market. I just put 1. This thing runs fine, honestly. Before, the previous build that I found, it had energy, or what is it called? Is it energy mastery or body mastery? Whatever has laser beam eyes and energy torrent and conserve power. Fuck that. Since the new patch came out, the psionic mastery came out for, I believe, scraps, brutes, tanks, and stalkers. The cool thing about psionic mastery is you can get mesmerized, which you can put in the superior's winter bite, and you get 6% fire cold res. Harmonic mind, which before I think you get, I believe it's physical perfection, which it's cool. It's what, plus health and plus recovery. With harmonic mind, this is plus recovery and also a fat. And when I say fat, it's a fat endurance discount. This build is kind of it's really heavy on endurance, bio, you know what I mean, and then also radiation's also heavy on endurance. Um, with the endurance discount, it allows you to do more, I guess. And before, when I was running body mastery, where the fuck it's called, I would have to run the Incarnate of Vigor just to stay alive in terms of my endurance. And with Harmonic Mind, I can now switch um, my Incarnate, what is it, Alpha for musculature to get more fucking damage, right? And so Psionic Tornado, this is honestly to me a really cool fucking power in terms of how many targets it'll affect. It's 16, and so altogether with this whole build, you get 1, 2, 3, you get 3 AoEs. To me, I personally think it's fun to run in a fire farm, like if you're just maining this and using Atom Smasher that's procced out, Proton Sweep, and fucking Sonic Tornado. It's you'll never die in a fire farm. So okay, so going over the incarnates, for hybrid, you're gonna want Assault, and specifically the one that does double hit. So it's the tier 4 on the right side. Lore, you could choose whatever the fuck you want. I go with Sears just because like they provide healing, but I believe it's the Banish Pantheon on this side. It's really good because this thing never dies for 5 minutes, and the um, the invincible pet that gets to follow you for 5 minutes will provide a rain of, I think it's like blizzard or some type of ice storm, and will also buff you when it feels like it. So you can get Sears or you can get this. This is also a really good option. Everybody runs this, and so in terms of your destiny, you can yeah, pretty much just pick ageless. Judgment again, pick whatever the fuck you want. I went with Pyronic because I never tried it before and I wanted to try it. With interface, I chose Degenerative. Um, so it adds a max or minus max HP debuff proc and has a 75% chance to hit. You could choose this, or you can go overkill with your minus resistance and do this one. I haven't tested which is better, but I would imagine that they're pretty much the same. And your alpha, again, I respect this guy, and so previously I had vigor because I was running into endurance issues, but now that I have harmonic mind from the psionic pool, I can run musculature now, and I noticed that there was a large difference in time uh, in terms of the AFK farms that I was running, and so um, yeah, so this is pretty much what you want to run in terms of incarnates. Okay, so the main purpose, or mainly what I use this tune for, is AFK farms, and the original build did say it's the ultimate AFK farmer, and so when I seen the first title, I was like, why is it the ultimate AFK farmer? I wonder why. So I ventured out and actually made the build and tried it, and everything just made sense. And so with the AFK farming, there's a few you can choose from. What I like to do is go into Pocket D or any AE. I just type in Blood Dom. Shout out to Blood Dom. You make really good fucking AFK farms. If you can make one on Carnival, if it's possible, I don't know. That'd be great. I would like it. But with the 10-minute AFK farm, I guess I'll show you the 40-minute AFK farm first. Just click here, go in here. So with this AFK farm, it's kind of hard to explain, but as of right now, I've entered this AFK farm. There's absolutely nobody right now on this AFK farm. No one exists except one group and one arch villain. What you want to do is you want to adjust, obviously, +4 times 8 solo bosses, yes. And the most important part is solo AVs. So you want to turn this on, right? This group that I'm looking for and this arch villain that I'm looking for is in the same spot of this map every single time. And so usually when I try to find them, I go to the first intersection, keep going straight, second intersection, keep going straight. So when I get to the third intersection, I'm going to want to take a right. I keep going down. I hit a dead end, I want to go left. I hit a dead end, I want to go right. So there's the group. And they saw me. Crazy. So pretty much that whole, how I remember where this AV is it's third intersection, right, left, right. So once I'm here, I'll pretty much follow this AV. He will never die. He is unkillable. And how it works is pretty much, and I'll set Atom Smasher on follow or auto. How it works is pretty much once I kill all like the group around this AV right here. I'll try to kill him fast. Once I kill this group, it will complete the mission, and once the mission is complete, it will spawn all the groups in the map. Once all the groups are spawned, they will start patrolling the map, and so they'll start walking around. And how it works is this AV is unkillable. Once you finish the map, this arch villain will slowly start to make its way to the end of the map. And so, let me kill this guy. Mission complete. See how all these groups spawned like crazy? Now I'm following him, and I have Atom Smasher on auto. I'll pretty much spend, for this tune, it'll take 25 to 30, maybe 35 minutes to complete. And he will slowly make its way all the way back to the start of the map. And by that time, if you solo this, you'll probably make around 20 million in terms of influence. I usually have two of these guys going while I'm at work, and this is the reason why I have so much influence and I can help people out. I remember one time at work I was able to level up someone from 1 to 50 on Reunion in about, I think it was like 5 hours. 5 hours of just setting your tank to follow someone and have Atom Smasher on auto. I mean, can't really get better than that, right? So as it's going, it'll just pretty much run and make its way to the entrance, like I said before. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of what I have on for an AFK farm. I have all the toggles. The most important one is offensive adaptation. You have tactics on, everything in bios on. So I have tough and weave, but for a fire farm, you only need weave. You could just forget about tough. It's not really needed because there's no smash lethal. Irradiated ground, of course, because you want that that AoE. Combat jumping, and you'll notice that my fire defense is sitting pretty snug at 45.59%. Soft cap for fire defense is 45%, so that's all you really need. This tune is built to have like 62, and this is another thing that happens, your tune might get stuck, so periodically check on your tank whether or not they're getting stuck, right? So my fire defense, or sorry, fire resistance is sitting at 62%. When there are enemies around me, this will slowly start to just go up over time. The reason for this is that tanker ATO, little proc, the chance for plus res. The longer that you are around enemies, you'll eventually hit 90% sometimes fire resistance, and that's pretty much all you really need. As you're progressing, you'll see mobs kind of just wandering around, and the AV will kind of run into them, so you just leave Atom Smasher on auto and just let it go. So another, sorry, I'll start again. So another AFK farm is the asteroid one, which is also another really good one. You could try, honestly, like, if you were to search AFK in AE, you would find a whole bunch of AFK farms that people have made. Try them all out, see what you like. I've been referred to Blood Dom. That's probably my favorite AFK farm. A lot of people run it too. Very popular. America's Angels, that's also another really good AFK farm. I'll stick with Blood Dom just because that's the homie. I'll try the 10-minute AFK farm, and what this is pretty much, it's the asteroid, but everything is being patrolled. Once you enter, kind of just, how I just do it is, you can literally just jump around, piss everyone off. What's up, fuckers? Stand in the middle. Put on your buffs or whatever you think you need. I like to throw a pet in there. Turn on Atom Smasher. And in 10 minutes, I'll just walk away. This character will be fine. It'll never die in here. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay, so another reason why this guy is good for farming is because with irradiated ground, you have your chance for minus res all to your opponents. Um, this is minus 20% that you're giving to enemies around you. With Fury of the Gladiator, that's also a minus 20%, so that's also huge. Where is the power? I believe it's Evolving Armor. With Evolving Armor, if you click on Show Detailed Info here, you go here. It says it's giving close to 11% minus resistance to damage on all targets, and so this is affecting 16 targets max, right? With Genetic, this is 10 targets. With Irradiated Ground, this is also 10 targets, so potentially you could provide minus 50% minus res to 10 targets around you. Um, it doesn't sound like a lot, but with this compared to like a Fire Spines or a Fire Rat Brute, there's not a lot of minus res in it. If you speed run fire farms like I do, you'll notice a significant difference. And so this guy has more aggro than a brute, of course. And so following my blaster, because I'm multi-box, because I like doing it. Let's see, let me get set up really quick. And again, this tank that I built in for AFK farming, you don't really need to have hover and fly on. But to follow my blaster, I usually have hover and fly on. It's just a lot easier to fire farm that way. Your tunes don't really get stuck. Do keep in mind though, if you are having Atom Smasher on auto, um, and you have hover and fly on, you need to be very close to the ground for it to cast. And so, yeah, do keep that in mind. Shout out to Tesla who threw out the idea that a flying tank would be more efficient. I personally think it is. And so, yeah, it just makes everything easier when they're flying around and they don't get stuck anywhere. It's easier to maneuver them. I'll just grab a couple groups. And you just let it go. So yeah, it's a perfect little companion to follow you on fire farms. Like even if you didn't have 3 accounts like me, you could probably run 2 of these guys. You gotta probably get a lot done. I would suggest if you're running 2 accounts, maybe you just run a kin, like a water kin corruptor or something. That would be good too. But yeah, they're following me, and that's it. I think this build cost probably around 800 mil, 700 to 900, depending on if you plus 5 things, if you get a hammy. Um, but for the most part, yeah, I really suggest that you make this build on a second account. Um, that way you can pretty much power level yourself if you want to. You can. I usually run them while I'm at work, and I get, I don't know, probably 40 million every 30 to 40 minutes. I just check if they get stuck or not. But yeah, this is a really good character to have in your repertoire. And so, yeah. If you have any questions or if you want me to send you the mids, the build on mids, then just add me on Discord. My Discord is the same as my channel name, pretty much. And yeah, shout out if you have any questions. Thank you.